Hi everyone, once again welcome back to our channel Straight Age. Today the channel is going to talk about the latest thing of the newspaper that we saw after 6 years. Finally the Madhu, the person from the rural place who just becomes SC/ST in God's own country Kerala. So finally he getting the right judge seat. So the person who doesn't know about this one, I just give you what was the actual story behind the Madhu brutal murder. Before 5 years ago, he just belongs to an SC/ST caste. That's what we say, the rural place, the village area. So once he just visit a normal shop, in just the shop just be situated, located on, it's very close to the borders wide area. So in the time when he was just try to enter the shop, at the moment of the time the Zailways was observing for another thing. So try to use like this situation, he just stole some rice from inside that shop. It means that he make a robbery inside out. So finally once he just robs because he doesn't have the money, he just belongs to an SC/ST caste and a rural place. So in all the alien people, because they just he belongs to the alien period people from persons from around that village area. So unfortunately he could not have getting very angry and starving. And not only for he getting starving, the rest of her family members, including the head of their family, father and mother and one sister, they all getting the starving. It means they getting the proper needs, because as a human being, the basic record for the basic shelter, food and sleepness, right? Food and shelter and course the basic need. So at the time he was a very poor person and a lower class person, and he from the belongs to a SC/ST family. So he stole that one. So when he just stole that rights from inside of it, because he just not try just to try to thief the entire property from inside the shop. And during it's happened on the morning session, he was visited that one, and without just someone, the shop owners and the other who salesmen who working the shop, they're just observing, they're just focusing another thing. At that moment of the time, he tried to utilize any thief. Then what happened? He catch it. The salesperson, the owner who catch this one. So what will happen? When he's catched him, the owner just making a plenty of using the entire voice, is making loud voice. So due to the loud voice, the people who just sitting surround the shop and the people who just be surrounded that area, the person who's sitting very closest and some of the person already in the scene, they just all will come together. So he make the first starting by the salesman, you try to just got it and attack him. So what we know that he just make an illegal thing. That's the right thing. He just like, but the people, the person who just be around the shop, the person who just be circulated that Madhu, they don't know how to take the right to just do attacking him, because the government, as per our law, not allowed to anyone that you have to, if you have the situation demand, if you want to do anything, it's not the right way, it's not illegal, because the justice of Indian judiciary tells that no one has any person is not allowed to the person, and which means that the citizen of our nation and a democratic country, more than 133 peoples around the world, that India, no one is better than the law. Law is standing top of everything. Even you are judge and a ministry, a police officer, a businessman, well caste people, anyone, whether it should be black or white, you belong to any family. If you do any mistake, if you do just any illegal things, if you just do an attempt to a murder, if you just be the part of any criminal activity, you should get punished, right? At the same time, the government not allowed to that. Nobody can take the rules. So what they then know, they can just catch him. They can catch him maybe using the rope. They can put it handle by rope and keep it somewhere and call it the policeman and hand over to him. Otherwise, they just inform the village officer or president who just be come to and do the actions. But what they done, they know that this guy just belongs to the SC/ST caste, and he just no one going to ask about him. He belongs to lower family, and he just living the middle internal part of the forest. And a black man doesn't have to. If he try to just be, it doesn't have this stamina. When you just look at the total appearance of stamina, he could not have to be stand like the right way. That's kind of appearance totally have madhu. So they know that people around him, they getting a chance. It means they just find out this one. So they know if we are hitting, if we tried using any bad words, if we just come to blaming, if we just do any, no one just going to be asked about this one. Right? So I just not one people, more than 40 or 50% together, they completed, they attacked him. So after he just brutally attacked, and with the entire using force, they just hitting and bite it and just put it to the backside, and he getting, so after a few minutes, the Madhu getting unconscious at the time. Right? He went to the, just somehow taken to the hospital after that, because they are from them they just take to the school. So not one person tried to hit him. The one they just be starting, the other person when they just come to join. You know, you what saw in the videos, never what happened. The same thing that him. So finally he just passed away from it, death due to the injury in the main body of his part, due to the deep injury, internal part for its part, and due to because he could not have, because not a one person, they're just using the entire, due to the main injury he passed away. So the case, its mother and the village people from the SCS, they have the right to just go into the judicial way, for the legal way. So they just submit. So now almost 6 years the staircase is gone on about, there is inquiry happened, the questions happening, they need the evidence, they need who just going to that, what are the all things, because just not even just belongs to any case, it will take a time. And especially it is not a criminal, it's a criminal activity, attempt to murder, the murder thing, right? So, especially that's happened in a rural place. So finally, what happened, the judicial announced that the 14% as punished, they have to spend more than 7, what was their punishment for them? They have to make the penalty 2 lakh each, 40%. So from that, that's Muslims person, Hindu person, all will be parted. 40% has be part of this criminal activity, and 40 them just be this state government, the law just make it punishment for that. They have to stay 7 years in the central prison, and not only that, they just to make penalty 2 lakh rupees, right? But at the same time, the prosecution, it's a totally fail to make the opponents to the whether should submit the the evidence. The prosecutor, it means the government just allowed one person prosecute the case. They may be totally failed to just attempt, that's one. So still maybe the course after that there is few more things happen. So what was the judicial said, and even plenty of comments happen after this. Even the megastar of Malayalam film industry, the titan of Indian film industry, Mammootty, just commented about that's a right decision came from the central government, from the High Court, right? So it means that what is the lesson, the message we said that they are not allowed to do anything. If you suppose you catch like that, and even just imagine yourself, just think about yourself, a person who getting completely starving, he getting how sustainable starve, he get angry even just to find out any kind of some pieces of food, he stole it, right? But even stole it, that one is a 60 person, right? But the same time how they just brutally attacked them, they just without any mercy, without any sympathy, without anything, just completely they attack into Madhu, right? So this just an example. This is a lesson for the people who just be living the society. They still believe that they are like doing the job like a policeman. The policeman from the government, they have to right to do. Even they have well instruction and limitation to attacking anyone who just doing the case, because there are still opinion. Because now the Kerala police and the rest of the all police department belongs to India. The way of the approach the criminals, the way just questioning, the way they are talking, not the earlier period time. Just we saw the British time who are attacking or just anything. When you just look at overall the past 5 or 6 years, before that we saw normally heard about many cases about one victim is be that murdered by in the person. The policeman totally brutally attacked and the person passed away inside the jail. So that was before the last time before 6 or 7 years. This is not a common news. It has happened even 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months. Then now the government and the central government and the humanity commission, they all become to forward. They just to try to limitation for that. They just avoid. If the person who anyhow even just showing any shadows about, they getting the punishment really well. So it means that you should be everyone should be very careful about that. If you put any hands on anyone, whatever, even they just be whatever, we can just look at our village place, even in the public area, that especially from as a traffic things. Normal traffic just happen because one is accident, we some kind of talk, and the talk going to end another fight and fight getting to the murder, right? That. So make sure that everybody clear and right. We don't want to be messed with anyone. We don't want to just support the violence, right? So what was the right thing? You have to capture a video and just call the authority person, policeman, or even they just come and clear it out, right? You don't try to take the law in your action. You don't come to not allowed to just how to overcome the law. Law just belongs to you, right? That's this what we said. This is a judgment from the government. This result from the punishment. That's a lesson for the people all that. Now they just be starting to telling, and they just really realize that even you just have to put anyone. It's not depends on any caste or any religion. If your hand just put anyone person like that, it should be punishable things, right? So if you also like that, just do one. You can just go your own way. Don't be mind about this one. Or if you just saw anything that as a citizen, you have to call the authority person, and they're going to take the action. So that was the newspaper thing we are. So make yourself proud to be an Indian and obey the rules and regulation of the country. Okay? And I wish you all the best for each one of you. And a better life, a better future is one of you. So when I was just talking that there is you saw that there is a new words I mean started to put in the one, because if you just keep continuing the same words what I got, you started to think about when you starting just to have to understood that imagine why this is a realization. So this kind of new things and new kind of topic I put it to front of you. At the same time I would like to add the new words. The words I've noticed similar. I just my own just make a study and research about that one and put in the words in the right place when I just communicate with you. Right? So all this for your improve your communication skill in your life. So I live for me. I will achieve and I will win. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.